we alive? Did I do it? I think I did it. All right. Hey, it's the lab stream. Where I'm gonna try something until we start. So this is gonna be an audio test for now, while I wait for the people that are going to join me. And until then, I will continue to try to hit this knockdown thing. Is it lights only? Might be lights only. How these people been doing this? Mostly I saw it like this. Maybe it's a height thing. Oh, yeah, that looked like a height thing. It's so close. And for everyone here that's chilling, we're waiting for my co-host to show up. Until then, we're kind of audio testing, because I've been messing with my volume recently. Dope. Hello there. We're currently waiting for the co-host, who was asleep at 4 p.m. In his defense, he lives in Northern Ireland, but we don't talk about that. I've destroyed that guy's sleep schedule, legitimately. He used to sleep like a normal person, and then he hung out with American people. Now I don't know what he's doing. Let me pull up the questions. Are there any good double guides out there? I'm pretty sure there's a Splatfest guide somewhere. I think it was Canon that did it. I think that's pretty good, but I don't think there's really too many guides. There should be, to be honest. Double's such a popular character. Is Fukuoka so named because of left shift type? What? Oh. Yeah, probably. I never thought about that, but probably. Alright, hit me with D&D questions. I like combos. And also let me open the compendium, so... Unless you have, like, inputs. Genuinely, just do it anyway. Double's not all that difficult, just because of how versatile she is. Most of playing her is just running around and firing gun. Oh, I can definitely talk about that restand timing stuff. I've been working on that forever. First combo at the end, I can't seem to do 2 medium kick OTG after the 3rd string. Okay, hold up. Beowulf. Without chair 1. Part of that might be because you're using OTG after, because that's the Blitzer. Oh, first chairless combo. Is that the Blitzer loop? That's the Blitzer loop, right? How do you keep Beowulf out? He is really weak to push block. One Blitzer. Okay, yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Do not like failure. Heck it. So you definitely want to make sure that you're not using OTG early. I've never done a Blitzer loop. Because if you use OTG, you have to like restand off it. That's weird. I see what they're doing. That's strange. Something like that. You want to make sure you're not using OTG after any of the blitzers. That's probably where it is. Because if you use OTGs after the blitzers, you can't pick up off like this. Let me see if I can. Hold on. They're able to roll before you can OTG? Yeah, so that's probably because they're using OTG early. So here I can't pick them up and they can tech because I used OTG after one of the blitzers. Yeah, so you have to make sure when you're doing the blitzers that they don't hit the ground. I'm doing it weird. They hit the ground. So there they didn't hit the ground, so I can still pick up. It takes some timing. Blitzer loops are weird. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go through this slowly. I'll talk about the Bella thing now. Because I've been working on a lot of Bella recently. I'm quite enjoying Bella, unfortunately. But when it comes to the restand, the thing is that her restand timing is, yeah, hitting the ground. Yeah, you only get one OTG per combo. So if you use it early, you're not going to be able to get the crouch medium kick. Bella's restand timing is different for every character, which is really annoying. This part, at least. A lot of what I can... It feels like the weight timing is about the same. Like, all the mediums are pretty similar. All the lights are pretty similar. Double and big band, you shouldn't do this route. There's a different route you should do anyway. Yeah, you could totally pick up a character just for the assist. My main team has Eliza on it just because I like the assist. I didn't actually learn Eliza till a lot longer later. When it comes to Bella's restand stuff, the mash thing, I hate it. I just don't do it. I'll be honest with you. I hate mashing. It's so hard to make it consistent. There is a way to do it consistently. Like, you can time it. 1, 2, 3. It's like 3 punches. But honestly, I just learned routes that skip it completely. So, like, I'll do the Pummel Horse route instead. And it does more damage, too. But this, I avoid this whenever I can. Unless I'm specifically doing it for, like, that reset. Like that. Yeah, Mike Z mashes it. I just hate mashing. So, I think Sage mashes it, too. But I just hate it so much. Okay, hold on. Let me scroll up a little bit. Oh, what's going on here?
Because I was scrolling through my Discords looking at chats and I just saw you jump in.
I have co-host now. The stream's on, by the way.
No!
You're on stream now.
No!
I am going through chat stuff currently. So, okay. Oh, I could show you that. Because people struggle with Peacock DP the same way. But Bayo H-Toss is not fully invulnerable. Fun facts. Oops, hold on. I'm bad. I'm dropping combos in the training menu.
Nope.
What am I doing? What? Hold on. Oh, hold on. I'm doing it. He doesn't have chair. Hold on.
I believe.
She's
What the heck am I doing?
She's not even in the game. She's just in the menu.
Hold on, I forgot how training room works.
What are you doing? Hold on.
I don't know. Okay, we're gonna do it. We did it. Okay, we did it. So, Bayo H-Toss is annoying. Oh my god, I'm on this side of the screen. Hold on, we're gonna get there. Okay, this time for sure.
Alright, move parasol back.
Yeah. Okay, we did it this time. Okay, so this is annoying because, you know, that doesn't work. He's grab vulnerable though. You can grab him out of the DP still. If you think they're gonna mash, this grab will beat it every time. And not every character has Parasol's dash grab, but that's consistent. I say as I get hit twice.
That's consistent.
Yeah. And when it comes to him canceling it into... Oh, the chair's over there now. Whatever, it still works.
Just pick it up. Just go over to
So
it.
when it comes to him doing unsafe buttons into supers, you actually get to react post super flash. Oops. Crossed me up. You can... That's a counter hit. Every character has post super flash options to deal with the jump specifically. Oh, I just jumped into it. I think she can do this from close range. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But she can definitely snipe it. Every character has some option. There's a video out there. We really should have the link pinned.
It's a Leon video, right?
I think so, yeah. And it's every character punishing it post super flash. If he does the other super, you just have to block it and punish it like you would in SSJ or something. Speaking of Jack's grab, what's Jack's grab? Is Jack's grab his dash forward one?
I thought that was called like
Is it that?
like a wolf grab or something like that.
Yeah. Because that is 100% reactable on startup. You can see him doing it, and then jump and punish. It's only annoying when he has A-Train. That is just something you have to work on reacting to. What can Beowulf do against super armor Painwheel aerials? His anti-air grab will beat armor. The super. Also, his jump hard punch beats armor. He's chairless. Yeah, I'm saying easy just because I have a lot of time in this game, but it is something you still have to work on. Reacting to stuff like that. Because it's not slow.
That's so fast.
It's not that fast.
How do you react?
That's
No,
not
that's
that
so
fast.
That's so fast.
With chair, Bayo can just air grab you. The anti-air grab super still works too. Oh, it's like the gotcha grab. Yeah, okay. So that's not that grab that's doing it. That's any of his grabs go into that stance. That's just how his grab stance works. Wolf Blitzer is minus. Wolf Blitzer is weird. Let me show this, because Crank didn't believe me when I talked about it last time. This is a really funny way to show off how Wolf Blitzer works. Oops. Wait, what's happening? I've forgotten. So if they do the third one away, you're minus. He's yeah, straight down it's 0. What am I doing?
I don't know.
Hold on. I'm alive today.
Just a moment.
So that actually still counter hit. I think the second one down is neutral. How the heck did I get that counter hit?
I don't know.
Wait, how did I counter hit him? Yeah, the thing is he gives up his turn if he does it, pretty much. And again, this thing is still just weak to push block, and you can, do whatever. But the funny thing about Blitzer is if he does anything that isn't straight down for the third one, like if they try to poke you from a distance, and they do like forward, back, he's in a counter hit state until he hits the ground. So I can do this, and he's counter hit state the entire time. He doesn't get to block. It's like you were just in a burst bait. So that's actually a consistent punish for that. Yeah, forward hard punch with Bella is also good for that. There's a lot of ways to do it, but Robo's is the funniest looking. Okay, let me open up some of these Discord questions too. How do you make your enemy scared to press buttons so you can mix them as Parasol? Light tier is the answer. Light tier is ridiculous. So the numbers at the bottom are frame data when they show up. So the thing about Parasol is her buttons suck. Her jab is -6. Well, that's +4, but that's -4. That's -7. Like her frame data kind of sucks. But that was +5. That's a block string. Point blank, it's +2. So this is always +2. And you're allowed to just run around and do whatever. If they push a button out of any of this, they get counter hit, unless it's an invincible run. And that's why I do burst baits like 9 times out of 10, because I don't like those.
Then you throw in Butcher Assist and you're good.
Yeah, you just throw in a Butcher's and it's all good. Had a send question, but for Pain Wheel. Yeah, it's armor. If you hold an armor button and they try to push a button, you just smack them for counter hit armor damage. There's a gap out of 2 hard punch into light tier where you can DP. That's true. So don't go into 2 hard punch into light tier. If you want a true block string as Parasol, that's a true block string. If you do stand hard kick into tier, they don't get to DP. It's a little bit weird because if you do back for tier, you'll get back hard kick. So you have to do stand hard kick with up back. Oops. But that is undPable. That is a full... I'm not doing the bike guy, heck you. Alright, fine, I'll do the bike guy.
Hey.
We can't have one of these and not do the bike guy.
I learned the bike guy, by the way.
Dope. That's my favorite reset in the game. When they press multi-hit buttons, it just means you have to release the armor earlier. You don't have to hold it all the way. Bike guy's free corner carry. Yeah, but the reason I love this mix-up so much is because it's a cross-under bike guy, and you're dash blocking while you do it, so they can't mash either. And it's an air grab reset, too. You're still allowed to just do that.
Just block.
Yeah, good luck blocking that. What characters pair well with Beowulf besides the classic big band? Rabble runs Painwheel. He likes...
Exabella.
You what?
Does he still get taunt off Exabella?
Probably. His conversions are less good, I think, but... Beowulf's two favorite things are something that gives him hype, like... Which is why you see them run A-Train a lot. Or something that lets him keep pressure, because Beowulf doesn't have, like, multi-hit moves, so if you push block a Beowulf, he kind of just is not there anymore. So, normally the other assist is used, like, you could use, like, H-Beam to keep them blocking, you could use, like, Rabble uses Pinion Dash, I think, Sage uses Brass. Anything that keeps them blocking, you could have work.
No, I'm not just thinking, like, isn't, like, Beowulf's only, like, multi-hit, like, normal move, the like, crouching hard punch when he doesn't have a chair?
Stand medium punch, technically, because he drops the mic, too, but it's not exactly.
Yeah, I think that's literally, like, if that's not one, then, like, his only one is crouching heavy punch,
he really,
like, the chair.
He dies to push block, like, really bad. It's why I think the Bayo A-Train's not a good duo. Because you don't have to be scared after you push block him.
No, you just let go. It's all good.
Yeah, is it? Frame data in game. There should be an option for it. I think it's the attack data being advanced here. I think if it's on simple, you don't. No, you don't get it on simple, but when it's on advanced, you'll see the number show up at the bottom. And the number on the left is startup, and the number on the right is the actual, like, frame data. So I'm -9 on hit here, and if I make her block, it'll be -6.
Because that's how Parcel's, like, jab works.
Yeah, her jab's more minus on...
hit.
-7, I lied to you. Her jab's more minus on hit than it is on block. It's really funny.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter, but...
Yeah, because you cancel into every button's button. It's fucking funny.
It's actually, if anything, it's an upside, because it means you can do that and it's a reset. Okay, I am also looking through the Discord questions, but I will go through chat questions over those because these people are here now.
How do learning different combos help to stop the opponent from reversing?
Some of it is just them being scared. So let me show. This is a good way to show this off. Good block string for Eliza. Anything without crouch medium kick. Crouch medium kick is punishable on block as soon as you see it because the first hit is PBG. You can PBGC. Crouch light, crouch medium punch is what I do normally. But the real block string is just keep going overhead until they get hit because that's how you play Eliza.
With instant air dash, yeah.
Yeah, you just... Yeah, we really should add the Tuna with Bacon website. That's a good website. That and the wiki. I still don't think we have a link for the wiki. What am I doing? I want to set you to...
No, we don't, Swagger. No, we don't.
Jump hard punch for Parasol is punishable on block if you specifically land cancel it, which I can talk about in a second if you don't know what that is. Oops, I forgot he was doing that. Alright, we're going to the corner. We're going this way because this corner's cooler.
We also have a few character-specific guides as well, so we do. They just typed in the chat there. They type in !guides.
Okay, so Big Bend is one of the people that mashes way too often. So you can go for a land and then try to go for a reset, and you'll just get mashed at and die. You have to make them afraid. So, like, I'll do this airstring a lot. And the reason I do that airstring is because what comes after is a burst bait. Which means if they're pushing a button, they're going to lose their character. And as soon as they stop pushing buttons, I mean, he's set to mash, but as soon as they stop pushing buttons because they know they're getting burst baited, that's when you can go for mix-ups instead of the burst bait. And then they actually have to guess. Same kind of thing goes with this setup. This is my favorite setup against Big Man. I did it wrong. I did it wrong. Hold on. I'm a real player. I didn't do the light. Hold on. I did it. I did it first try a few seconds ago. I did. Wait, hold on. There we go. No, I didn't do it right. Hold. Wait. I can do it. Yeah. No, you have to believe me. I just did it. I did it first try earlier. There we go. So that's fun because it trades with SSJ and you get a full combo from it. So if they try to mash, you just get to hit them. But yeah, that's exciting. But yeah, it's that, and it's also the burst bait helps a lot. Safe jumps also work, yeah. So like every time I get a knockdown on Parasol, I can like do this, and then if they try to mash, then I get to block and punish. And if they don't mash, then they get hit with the tear detonation. It's exciting.
And they get put back into the pressure.
Yep. Safe jumps are really, really good. I play Parasol, mostly. I play quite a bit of Parasol.
Safe jumps are really annoying.
Yeah.
They're really hard to deal with, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, safe jumps are annoying. They're a little bit less good in this game just because resets are so gross, but they're still definitely worth learning. Safe jumps, some of it you might have to look up. It depends on who you're playing. Beowulf gets a safe jump. Oh, Painwheel? Does Painwheel even have safe jumps?
Swagger. Swagger!
He's typing in chat.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I don't actually know if Painwheel has. That's a question you might want to ask in like SG General, because safe jumps are usually like you have to. Okay, hold on. I gotta scroll up and go.
Sorry for the tin opening.
You better be.
Tried to move it away from the mic.
What do you recommend after a grab that allows further action, like Mary Gorilla? The Mizumi wiki has routes specifically for grabs like Mary Gorilla that avoid using OTG. I would recommend looking there. But also they use the jump light punch mash thing, and I heckin' hate that.
For Sarabella?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
I despise
input
that.
Yeah, you just can't input it because it's against everything you believe.
I just don't. I can't mash. When I knock someone down after a combo, like a regular B&B, should I put down napalms on or around the target? If you're talking about the safe jump, your napalm toss is always just in front of you when you cancel it like that. If you're talking about just a normal knockdown, you're probably better off calling an assist instead. But if you're solo, you probably just want to put it on him.
Question, where are you getting these questions from?
Chat, I'm just scrolling up.
Wait,
So I don't miss. We never posted the stream link in Discord. Oh yeah, I forgot the crank does that.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me put that in the Discord real quick. Because I did totally forget the crank does that.
Yeah.
How do you cancel it? So Napalm Toss is cool because you can cancel Napalm Toss into other normals. Let me make him not SSJ. So like I can do jump light punch, toss, jump light punch. This is it's exciting. It's something it's a timing thing, really. It's something you have to get used to. But it is so strong.
What do you think the next best thing the beginner should learn after they know a couple of B&Bs?
But Sam, I'm not there yet. I didn't answer the push block Bayo question.
Okay.
If your PvCing is Beowulf, you're either doing H-chair or arm, depending on... H-chair is better on block, arm's better for damage. Okay, what do you think the next best thing the beginner should learn after... The next best thing you should... After you know a couple B&Bs, your next step is resets. Resets are so important in this game, because it means you only have to win neutral once to kill a character. That should definitely be your next step. What to do is against Parasol as Big Band. Cry. that matchup's so bad for Band. Like, legitimately. Parasol's weakest to PVGC. So, if she is doing a string into shot like this, you can push block the early stuff and then cancel into either armor or SSJ when she goes to the shot. Because if she doesn't do the shot, she's awful on block. That's pretty much the best thing you can do. But a neutral solo v solo situation, Big Band versus Parasol, you hit symbols a lot and you hope she doesn't hit you, pretty much. Does light kick, medium kick, hard kick into light tier have any gaps? You mean like this? Probably. I wouldn't ever do it in pressure like this unless you have an assist. Unless you mean this.
Standing.
Oh, standing?
Yeah, because they're not
like
saying
that?
Jumping. They're not.
This has no gaps. If you do stand hard kick into tier, there's no gaps. Can't that be too overwhelming? All character. You only need to know one or two.
Oh, crouching.
Oh, crouch hard kick into tier. There might be. It's definitely something you can do. It's not bad at all. I think Parasol Sweep is super underused. I know it's a bad matchup on my solo band main. Yeah, especially when you're solo, it's really, really scary fighting a Parasol. You just have to call out her tier pressure with PvGC, SSJ. But when it comes to overwhelming character resets, some of them are a lot easier than they look. Like, every character in the game has a universal launcher into jump air grab. You're allowed to do that on any character in this game. Other ones are like anytime your character has a restand, and I'm pretty sure most B&Bs have a restand. I'm trying to think of some that don't have a restand, but I'm pretty sure every B&B has a restand. If they ever get restood, you're allowed to either go low or just throw them. And these resets are universal across every character in the game.
You have to be careful with the throw though, because if they're good, they can take
Oh
it.
yeah, they're not. Neither of those resets are good resets, but they're easy and they're universal and they're a good starting point. Like the weird character specific, like this is a Parasol specific setup against specifically Big Band, and it's insanely good, but you don't need to learn those until way later, you know? You can just do the simple stuff until it stops working, pretty much. Yeah, Painwheel's got a lot of, like, her first strings are, like, all while they're standing, too. PBGC into Brass when she's using regular strings. Yeah, Brass and SSJ. Also DP. PBGC into Light Beat Extend is scary. But if they're calling you out, if they have assists or they're playing safe, that's tough. Yeah, so restand here is like they're in the air, and if I do like a string here, he's gonna bounce away. But if I do it with the full restand thing, he's on the ground now and he's just standing again. You just re-put them standing.
And also, if they're like falling, like they're about to like land on their back, can't you like hit them twice to put them in their
any 2-hit move will. Oops. Any 2-hit move restands. So that restood. It's not one normal that has to 2-hit, you just have to hit them twice. So if I do light punch, medium punch, and I don't miss, that'll also restand him. That's just a universal mechanic. Which is better, neutral, jump light punch or jump hard punch? Honestly, neither, kind of. Jump hard punch is really slow, but jump light punch is really active, which means you can whiff punish it really easily. I think ideally Parasol's best neutral is just on the ground, and you know, playing you have really good disjointed buttons, and you can abuse the ground ones. That's an insane anti-air. That's an insane anti-air. That's got huge range. That has huge range. But if you're going to be jumping a neutral, you definitely want to be using toss like this. Oh, yeah. Well, they kind of fly. They got all this float junk. How do you punish a player who spams brass knuckles assist? Every assist in the game has 8 or 9 frames of vulnerability as soon as they come in, and like before the assist starts. So if you can hit band during those frames, you just hit him. If you can get them to the corner, you can just kill the character outright with a double snap. Otherwise, you want to be hitting the assist whenever you can, ideally with a launcher so that you can jump cancel it, and then, you know, you can block immediately. Or calling your own assist to hit the brass assist, because he stays on screen forever. And if they keep calling him, Band's just gonna die. Parasol's best anti-air depends on the situation. Her crouched medium punch is insane for the range where the flames are at. Her stand hard punch is insane for anything closer than that. Jump light kick is really fast and really big if you're trying to anti-air air-to-air wise. Anything with tears will just put them in hit stun forever. I think stand hard punch is her best anti-air, but I also think it's the hardest one to use. It's a good option against Parasol's jumping hard punch. I'm new to the game and I see Parasols who only do that constantly and it's so active. Cool, I get to talk about this. I'm excited. I'm gonna do it on MF because that's easy.
Land cancel.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about land canceling. It's hard to anti-air Parasol's jump hard punch because it's so disjointed and so big. What was that?
Also, just what was what?
There's Swagger just like blow up a balloon.
Oh no, that was the door in the background, so it was opening.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that was a door in the background, so it was.
Okay, so if she does this and I try to do something, it sucks, and she's just allowed to keep doing it. If I jump, I'm allowed to hit her here. And the way this works is... Hold on, let me do it so it's, Yep, my bad. I'm being bad. That you can... I'm jumping wrong, but... I swear it's punishable. You have to believe me. Yeah, you beat Bayo jump hard punch the same way. The way it works is, if you jump right, you land before they do, and you're allowed to hit them. But I'm jumping wrong.
Because you getting hit in the air, like, stops your upward momentum.
It pushes you down to the ground. I'm just being bad. But this is a thing you can do consistently, you know, if you work on it. I'm just awful. Nice punish. Yeah. Right, let me have her do it, like, up there. There you go. I don't think I actually had her blocking. Because a lot of Parasols throw it out early. So she is blocking immediately, but I can still hit her sometimes. Like that. Because I'm landing before she does, so she's still in recovery frames, and I'm canceling my block frames by landing on the ground, if that makes any sense. You can hit them out of it, but it's a little scary because she has other fast air buttons. Yeah, and if you don't punish, you still get to just smack her with buttons. A lot of them will buffer jump light punch, and that makes it a lot harder to deal with, but it's so active, you should be looking to whiff punish jump light punch at that point. But this is the consistent answer. This is the same way you deal with bird insurance. This is the same way you deal with Bayo jump hard punch. I'm just, you know, I haven't had to lane cancel this.
Bird insurance?
Horace?
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's bird insurance. Because it always hits after a string for some reason.
Okay.
So you just drop if you block an air normal? Yes. Kind of. If you push block, you won't drop.
Also, just to say what Swagger was saying earlier, just so that it's on stream, if you hit the assist, it puts it on a longer cooldown.
Yeah, it's also another thing. Yeah, to force them to stay on the ground, you just want them to be afraid of jumping. So, like, Squiggly's a great example, because Squiggly does nothing but jump.
How do I win Evo?
Be gay.
And the fairy.
So, like, for example, this is a thing you see Squigglies do a lot, because if it hits, it combos, and they get to confirm into a full combo. But you can use your heckin' nutty air normals, or ground normals, and just make them terrified to jump at you. Like, these are all options that'll beat it. Some of them take spacing, but...
We will always have a doctor.
That's how you make them afraid to jump at you. You just don't let them jump at you. And even if you're not punishing these moves, they still block it. Jump into chair drop. Honestly, you kind of want to let him do that. Chairless Bayo sucks. If Bayo's intentionally going chairless like that, that's fine. He needs meter to, yeah, don't let him go to his chair. Chairless Bayo takes a ton of chip damage. Normally in this game, normals don't do chip damage, but specials and supers do. Chairless Bayo takes chip from normals. So, if he takes his chair off, you can just block string him into oblivion and kill him. Chair drop is underrated, I think. There's a lot of wonky resets with chair drop and stuff. I think they should do it enough. How do you deal with Bayo chair toss in the mix? Get hit. Mash super. That's what you do anyway. I think chair drop's underrated. I think chairless Bayo sucks, but I think in a mix scenario where you can just get the chair back afterwards, I think it's underrated. I'd like to once again go back to the how do I win Evo. You have to be gay and you have to be a furry. You can be one or the other, but if you do both, then, you know, you're more powerful. That's what this game's about, after all. Yeah, you have to tell everybody you're gay every like, every time you hit them with a reset, you have to go, I'm gay. That's not my rules, that's just how Skullgirls works. Alright, let me look at some of these, Discord questions as well. For something pretty good. Just got beat by a furry, yeah.
Was it me?
What?
Was I the furry?
Didn't you say that you weren't like a furry?
What? I said this. What? I am.
Yeah, but you don't have like the OCs.
I mean,
You gotta make an OC.
I have a partial one.
We should go do a P crew and you should get a fur Sona.
Alright.
Is chicken blocking just line canceling? Yeah, they're two different names for the same thing, I'm pretty sure. I think there's some kind of distinction, but everybody uses them interchangeably. Why is the most popular furry animal the wolf? Because wolves are dope. Ferocious.
Mine would probably be a rabbit, so it would.
I don't like wolves. Why aren't there worm furries? I don't think worms are furry. Or you just have a very sick worm.
There is insect fairies, but they're not called fairies, so they're not.
Slimies? That's a good name for it.
It's the same for, like, whenever it comes to reptiles, they're called scalies.
I want to lay eggs, ooh. Darius lays eggs.
I like that Moobot's just... I like how Swagger typed in terms and Moobot comes, and I like the idea of just seeing, like, different furry terms in the glossary.
Yeah. What do you do about someone who's doing air block strings, like an Eliza who's doing jump light kick, jump hard kick constantly in the corner? Okay, hold on. I get to talk about this from both perspectives, because I think Eliza players do it wrong. Eliza might be a bad pick here, because she doesn't really have a reversal. Whatever, I'll just mash level 3.
Yes.
So I can delete that, please.
Is there any attack that Parasol has that isn't godlike? Napalm Quake is awful. How do I get you out of the corner? Crouch Light Punch is her most plus normal, though. It's honestly not bad. It's plus 4. It's her best check out of Tear Shot, too, because it's her fastest normal. 6 medium punch is nuts. Heck you. Standing lows. Okay, so you said jump hard kick. Do you mean this button? Or are they using this button? This is a hard punch, which most people use. Hard punch, okay. So if they do this, it's a little scary because Eliza's fast and she's allowed to just keep going overhead. And she sticks to you, like you push block and the normals are big enough that she's just still in your face. But if they're doing the air dash first, like that, you have time to anti-air them before they get their other normal off. Because the air dash itself takes time. Also, you can line cancel. It's a little bit weird when they have 2 buttons like that, but, you know, it's doable like that. But if they're doing this, then you can always just... You should anti-air them. Oops. Like that. Eliza's kind of privileged because she has stand medium punch. But, you know. On the other hand, if you play Eliza, and people that hate Eliza are going to hate me for saying this because it's the secret. If you replace the first... air dash with rising jump light kick, it hits crouching. I'm not allowed to anti-air anymore. This is a block string. I'm pushing medium punch. This is a true block string. This is so annoying to deal with. And the only real answer is PBGCing. And if you're a character like Eliza, whose only real reversal is level 3, I mean, they're pretty sad. Parasol's worst matchup was Parasol. That's 7-3 to Parasol, and Parasol's sad about it.
And that's not even. That's not even.
That's not even it. Parasol's really hard matchup for Parasol, legitimately. Thank God for no chipping. Unless you're Careless Bayo, then you're very sad. Robo's alright, because you're allowed to emigrate into snipe. If they ever... Or you could just snipe if they ever jump hard kick. Peacock sucks. So Peacock and Parasol is what I'd say. The Peacock mirror sucks too. But the Peacock mirror just sucks because it's so strange. Like, you use H-Bang more than you'll ever use in your life. You'll just throw out random teleports because you can. It's such a weird matchup. You're afraid to put down Lenny, but in every other matchup in the game, Lenny's just an I win neutral button. Can I Skelly out? I don't think I can Skelly out. I mean, this is a block string. I'm not... Unless you mean PvC Skelly. But probably not. It's got startup. What's the canceled DLC characters do you want the most? I don't know any of them.
What do you call them? Panzerfaust?
Not only do I not know any of them, I've never even played story mode in this game.
I want Panzerfaust.
Jump light kick, air dash, jump light kick. Yep, so you're doing rising jump light kick. And it doesn't matter what you do after, as long as you're doing this into this. You can do jump medium kick, you can do jump hard kick and it's a fast fall. And you can do some other stuff.
I will ban you, I'm noob, because the story's great. Pick you.
Yeah, it's really dumb. If they're respecting your pressure, you're allowed to just fast fall it and then grab them.
That's... Wait. Is that Ilium? Okay.
Rising jump light kick does work on Cerebella. It works on everybody while they're crouching. So fast falls are... I'm canceling the move in startup, so it's hard to do on its own. Probably easier or something like that. So the move never actually comes... If you watch Eliza here, she starts doing the jump hard kick animation, but the jump hard kick never comes out, and because I hit the ground, any of my recovery frames are gone. Which means I can cancel the startup of my move into an air throw, because the move never came out. Or air throw? Ground throw. There are a lot of characters with fast falls. Parasol has Spiral Flare. Bella has something. Jump hard kick, I think. Painwheel has, like, JMK. Fast falling is really, really good. It's a great way to throw off your opponent's timing. Like, I do it on Parasol mode. To no one's surprise, because it's the only character I play. But, oh, oops. If you always go for this restand, they always know that there's a reset point there, and not only is it easier for them to guess because they know they're getting resetted, it's easier for them to mash. Because they have to wait for the jump hard punch and then they mash. But when you start mixing in the fast falls, it throws their timing way off. And the reset that they're waiting for is just gone. It just happens way earlier than you think it's going to happen. Yeah, baked push block. And again, you're also allowed to throw, and it looks gross. Yeah, the TLDR of the stream is go play Parasol. I heckin' love Parasol.
Parasol sucks. Play big band.
I'm not sure if it's all characters, just because I haven't messed enough with it, but I would say a majority of the characters. I'm pretty sure Peacock gets to fast fall with, I think jump medium kick can fast fall. Not jump medium kick. Maybe jump medium kick?
She's so rigid, Dunce. She's so not fun to play.
That's why she's fun to play.
No.
She's so methodical.
I want to spam big boy buttons.
He says he spams big boy buttons and he hits the smaller A-Train button in neutral. And he's doing A-Train deliberately over brass.
They like grabs more.
Parasol's great. I love Parasol. What's the tell for doubles car super? There's two. One of them is easier to use than the other. Kind of.
Oh no, I'll be back in a second.
Hold on, let me change the select. So the way car works is... There's two ways to know. One is the sound. You can hear the sound coming out the direction of the car. So that's coming from the left. That's coming from the right. If your like headphones are on backwards or something, or you just don't want to use that, because sound's kind of weird on bad connections sometimes, the dust goes towards the direction of the car. So the dust is going to the right because the car is coming from the right. And if I go the other way, the dust goes to the left because the car is coming from the left. That's the other way to tell. And that one's probably more consistent, but I always use the sound.
Back.
Why are combos so hard on console? It honestly might be TV delay. TV delay is a really annoying thing. And also, I know the PS4 Skullgirls runs at like a different frame rate. I have so much trouble doing combos on console because of that. Jump painwheel attack. It's when you start fighting better doubles, it's weird to do that because she can. If you do the fast falls we were talking about earlier, she can push jump hard kick at any point and cancel it, and you know you're not allowed to do it anymore. You can do it after 2. You can do it after 1. You can do it after 3. But the good news is that this button has 17 frames of startup. So ideally you hit her out of it. And then again, better doubles will use jump, medium, kick instead because it's faster. And you can't push block this because she just keeps coming at you. And this is the same thing where you can fast fall that. You can fast fall after 2. Well, you can fast fall after 2. You can fast fall the hard punches in all the same spots. The frame data is different, I'm pretty sure. You don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's different. I think this is faster than Painwheels. I think that's faster too, actually. She has weird buttons that I don't normally use. This is definitely different because Philia's jab is 5 frames, and this is 6 frames.
Also, I think it's got something to do with like how she goes into the move, because like the other characters have to have different animations. She just kind of like metamorphoses into the move.
Yeah.
So she will be slightly different.
Range-wise, I'm pretty sure they're the same. Again, this might be longer, but I doubt it. Happy Birthday is when you hit 2 characters. Like, if they call an assist and you hit both characters, it's called the Happy Birthday. I want to say it's because of Marvel commentator named Yipes, who just says weird stuff all the time, and he called it Happy Birthday once, and it just became a thing. If you ever have a chance, go look up Yipes' Marvel commentary. Yipes is so fun to watch.
Pimo crouching light kick.
Yeah, doubles is 8. Seriously, go watch a Yipes compilation. It's heckin' good. JMP is 22. Hers is 17. And you know, hers is the heavy, so. But she also doesn't have the armor animation.
That's probably why, yeah. And that's probably why, like, her, like, some of her other moves are slower, because she's, like, she has to take the time to transform into it, but those ones she's just skipping the armor.
Right, JMP doesn't have armor, I forgot. Shush.
Yes, it does. You just haven't discovered it yet.
Does Painwheel have a Happy Birthday? And she probably does. I would be... With the way her flight cancel works, you could do stand hard punch into flight cancel stuff, and they shouldn't fall out. She probably has specific corner carry routes. I don't know what they are because I haven't played enough Painwheel. Again, that's another question that the SG General character Discord channel would definitely be good at answering.
Crouching light kick, medium punch, charge sweep.
Okay. That's the double snap, not a Happy Birthday. Swagger. Somebody asked about snaps. It does matter what you push. If you do both mediums when you snap, it brings in Painwheel because she's the middle character. If you do both heavies, it brings in Big Band because he's the third character. So the tag button you push chooses which character comes in, which is very important. Some teams are like, some teams, like, they'll raw tag out and you want to put them back in, so you can do that. Some teams, like, if you're fighting a team with Big Band last, there's a very valid point to be made about just bringing the Big Band in and killing them, so that they don't... Because nobody actually plays Big Band. They just play Big Band assist.
I'm sorry, heck you.
You don't play Big Band because you don't play Skullgirls.
I play Big Band with Peacock. I play with Light Georges. It's not even Peacock.
What's a good option for dealing with Bayo Jump Hard Punch plus Big Man Beat Extend? Depending on the beat extend, you still should just line cancel it. Yeah, still line canceling is still the the answer, unless they're using a heavier beat extend, which would be weird. Because I think Bayo wants the fast one. I learned incoming timing by feeling it in my heart. Legitimately, yeah. I've never counted or timed. I just got used to the timing. It's just a thing I learned after playing enough.
That's what I do too. Just because, like, it's just, I think the design of the game is like good enough that, like, you can tell because of the way the sound effects work.
Yeah.
Like I think like I don't know if it's just a subconscious thing, but I think that there's like no like it goes completely silent as like they're meant to be coming in. Like you don't hear like snap sounds or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not hard to. You have to learn it in your heart. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But, A Train is OP. Changed my mind. Okay, if you don't jump, you kill him.
Yep.
I rock paper scissors band neutral is lame. Yeah, I'm sure there is a way you can count it, but I learned it in my heart.
There's also like you might notice that like whenever some people are like do get a snap or if they get a character killed, they'll like crouch or something and do like I see Philias do like a lot of like crouching light punches, and that's just like a timing thing for them apparently.
That and if you have less than a meter, it builds you bar.
Oh, okay.
Normals only build bar if you have less than a meter. How do you get past rock paper scissors band neutral? Well, you see if you throw rock statistically. No, ideally the way to do it is, in theory, this isn't in theory. In theory, brass is a blockable move, and A-Train is, if you try to block brass and the A-Train misses, and either way you get to hit them. So, in theory, both of those are beaten by standing there. If they try to giant step you, you can react to the start of giant step, because giant step is... Hold on, let me get the actual numbers so I'm not...
Lying to us.
It's not telling me what the startup is.
Yeah, because it's the enemy.
That's the wrong wiki. Hold on, I'm getting numbers. It's important. It's not loading. Getting numbers. There's beat extend. There's brass. There's A-Train. E-brake. Giant step. 22 frames of startup on each giant step. Yep. So in theory, in theory, if you never jump except for when you see H giant step, you will win the rock paper scissors neutral 100% of the time. In practice, it's kind of hard. It's doable, but it is difficult.
You also have to consider e-brake and everything is also an option they can do.
Yeah, well, e-brake's also reactable. I'm putting it in quotes because most of the time when you push a button, they can block. But, you know, if they block your button, you have pressure on them, so it's... it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it's one of those things that's reactable in theory, but it is more difficult in practice. In practice, what you should do is... H giant step scales really, really bad, and without certain assists, and if assuming you're full screen, he's not getting anything off of it. So you shouldn't be too upset about taking the giant step. And if he does one of the other two, he dies. So that's kind of how you do it in practice. And if he whiffs any of them, you can whiff punish, or block punish.
Symbols is probably one of his better neutral buttons.
Yeah, the best thing a big band can do in neutral is symbols. Symbols is insane. Does Miss Fortune have a safe jump setup? I would be very surprised if she didn't. After her level 1 super is a hard knockdown, there is definitely a timing where like IAD hard punch will safe jump. What are other hard knockdowns? Jump hard kick. That's another. If you do a burst bait with jump hard kick, you could also safe jump off that, and that's what I do off of it, really. A safe jump is safe jumps are really cool in theory. Safe jumps are you jump and you throw out a normal. And the way it works is that if they block, they just block the normal, like a normal thing, right? But if they do a move that's invincible, then your normal goes through them because they're invincible, and you land on the ground, which means you can block because you've canceled your move. So it means that you're jumping at them with a normal that will always put them in block stun if they don't mash, and if they do, then you get to block it, and it's really, really good.
And then punish them afterwards. It's dumb. I don't like it. It shouldn't be a thing.
There are things that beat, like SSJ will beat safe jumps because it's not invuln, it's just armored, so you'll still hit the armor. Grabs beat safe jumps because you're on the ground and you'll get grabbed. Like, Bella 360, you can't safe jump because she'll just grab you when you land. Why is Beowulf versus Peacock so cancer of a matchup? Because Peacock's cancer to play against.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that Peacock's the best character in this game. It's not even a hot take. It's pretty, like, widely... Peacock's probably the best character in this game, but she's so difficult to use at her full potential that there's not many of them.
Why does the obviously zoner character get to have a really good rush down game while also having a shit ton of damage?
Yeah, let's give the best zoner also the best rushdown, the highest damage, the greatest conversions, the safest mix-ups. How do you block with big man? Stop jumping. Heck you.
Heck you. Alright, ban yo-yo, we got...
How you block with big man? It's called DP plus light punch. I mean, Peacock's level 3 is a grab. It's, you know, his reputation is intact now. And you also keep in mind that if they're mashing, like really, really mashing, burst baits are really strong. Because burst baits give you counter hit combos for free. They reset the undizzy bar, which is really important later on. And a lot of the answers to it is like alpha counter out of it, but like people don't remember that that exists, so they don't do it. Is the wiki broken? I don't know. I'm on the wiki. It looks fine. All my pictures are here, I think. But I'm scrolling kind of fast.
Might be your browser then, Cat Pie. Is it Cat Pie or Cat Clo?
An alpha counter is... Let me... I can't do it here. Hold on. I'm just gonna... Don't matter. So alpha counters are... something you can do in block stun or out of a burst, where you do forward plus tag out of a move. And it looks really bad there because my team's alpha counter options suck. Hold on, I just deleted the recording.
Nice.
But like, for example, because you're coming in, they come in, they tag in doing their assist. And because, you know, it's a special or a normal or whatever, if it's a normal, like if you're using like Bella stand hard kick assist for some reason, because it's a meme, you can cancel it into a special because it is a normal. If your assist is a special, I am allowed, like if she's doing this, I'm allowed to do that. And it's also something you can do out of burst. So, like, how do I want to do this? So, for example, oh, she's, hold on. If I burst here, I can alpha counter out and switch characters, which means I don't just lose my character straight up. That's a lot better if you have, like, a DP assist, or... for example, if they screw up the burst, so if they lose track of where they are in their combo, and you're able to burst and hit them, you can, you know, you're full screen, your character's back, and some characters, depending on what your team is, you're actually allowed to, depending on what your team is, you can do things like this. It hits her, and I can cancel into snipe, and it combos. Which means, again, depending on your team, if I was running like double and parasol, I could burst, alpha counter into double, combo off the alpha counter with car, and then DHC out of car into bikes, and get a full combo. Because they burst baited wrong. It's a thing that people really don't do. And some characters are busted with it, like Squiggly, you can do it into Daisy Pusher, which is really good. Bella, you can do it into 360 Super, which is really good. Big Ben can do it into SSJ, which is nuts. Like, there's a lot of good alpha counter options, but people don't do them for some reason. And it's usually because they forget it exists.
Such a weird option.
Sniper shot always hits. I love sniper. Sniper waits for your invuln frames to be done before it shoots you. It's awesome. I love it.
I think there's like one that gets free out, like, because it's long enough, which is double Scar.
Yeah, Carl beat it. But your alpha... Yeah, my team's alpha counters suck pretty bad, too. But I'll still do it, like, if I want the other character in, and they do a wrong burst. Squiggly has some of the most fun ones if you're running, like, Dragon Bite Assist, because you can alpha counter into Stancil. Or, like, Big Bang can alpha counter into E-Break, which Crank does all the time. Yeah, alpha counter into Fly is another thing. But sometimes it's nice, like, even if you're alpha, like, if you're alpha countering against a Squiggly, if I alpha counter double in, and I get daisied for it, I mean, my Parasol's still not getting hit, which is fine, and they have to spend another bar to snap. Beowulf Parasol does work as a team. Parasols, you have to be a solid Parasol to play your anchor, but it works. Depending on what you're doing, there's some good heckin' jokes, too. Like, if you're full screen and you bike guy, and then you tag into Beowulf, the bike guy crosses up, which is really funny. Yep, Philia can alpha into Gregor, yeah. Here, okay, Cat Pie, hold on, Cat Pie. I'm gonna hook you up with something that happened to me on stream recently. I gotta find the clip. This is the best use of an alpha counter I've ever seen. There you go. That's the best use. That's using a bug that's in the game right now, but it's still the best use of alpha counter that, like, exists.
Was that the beat extend thing?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And all characters can alpha counter into level 3 pretty much, so... Yeah, it's insane. I have never heard of that person before. They were so good. That was the cleanest double I've ever played against. How do you do the ban JMK2 where it goes down? If you do it more than once, it goes down faster. So you have to do loops. Do you have to respect Parasol's jump hard punch? The way to beat it is line canceling, which we talked about earlier, or hitting it out of startup, but most people buffer it. Yeah, alpha counter and snap on the same frame. It's nuts. So the reason the DP hit the spooky is because behind band Squiggly snapped after the alpha counter started, so it was an invincible snap that hit the skeleton, and then the DP hit Eliza. It's a bug that's in the game right now, but it's really, really good. How do I stop Fuko from pressing jump light punch, jump hard kick? Stop jumping. That's not even a meme. You jumping makes that harder to get out of. Stay on the ground and PBGC it, you heck. Sure, you know what a PBGC is. Heck you. Is there a way to do this? I haven't even tried to do it. I really want... I should. But I don't even know how you do it in the first place, I'll be honest. I know it exists. Every time you try to PBGC Fuko, I just get... What are you PBGCing with? Light Punch? You can PBGC punish... You can't punish the jump hard kick, but if they push anything afterwards, you can punish it. If they just do jump hard kick on its own, then it is land cancelable. But normally they'll either push hard punch, jump hard punch afterwards, or they'll do normals on the ground, and both of those get blown up by PBGC. When do Fukuoka like to do command grab resets? When they think you're just blocking is when they'll do it. When they think they have your respect. It's a bit weird to go for because they have to spend a bar to convert off it. Because the hyper armor one, you can just jump. You're telling me you can't daisy if the Fuqua's pushing butt. Hold on. There's no way you don't get a daisy off. Please show me how to lane cancel. I can't do it. Okay, hold on. I did it earlier in the VOD, but I can do it again. There's only one way to get the knowledge, and that's, if she ends grounded, she gets BFF. I guess that's true. But you have a team. You can DHC too.
See, what do you gotta do, Darker? You gotta kidnap Sonic Fox. You also need to be gay and a furry, so, you know.
Yeah, that's the other thing. If you want to go faster, you gotta be gay.
Don't kidnap Sonic Fox.
DHC window for... I know the DHC window is small, because I tried to do Daisy into Magnet so many times in my life and couldn't get it. Yeah, the punch move, Peacock's Gunblade thing, is only hit invuln. It's not grab invuln, so you can grab it. It's really weird to punish after you block it, but if you think she's going to go for it, if you grab her, it's a lot easier. Okay, hold on. I'm not happy with that one.
I don't see it as a small price, Dark. I see it as an upside, if anything.
Oops. There you go. I'm doing it. This game is busted. Every character in this game is broken. And that's why it's balanced. Okay, let me rephrase that. Every character in this game is broken except for Squiggly.
Squiggly is fair.
And that's a problem.
She's not even bad, she's just fair.
Some are more broken than others. Double and Bella have zero downsides to existing.
Peacock exists.
Yeah, Peacock is... Yeah, but she's so hard to play, she kind of balances herself.
Squiggly is fair.
Squiggly's fair. When she gets charged, she doesn't have to play neutral, which is exciting. Before she gets charged, she's just a fighting game character, which is a problem in this game.
She doesn't have anything unfair until she gets that.
And if she has charge, she also needs a meter. And it's...
Yeah.
Beowulf crouch without chairs on punish. Oh, you mean his sweep? It is actually punishable. And the answer is still lane canceling. Lane canceling is the answer to a lot of stuff in this game. Getting charge is so easy. It is easy, but you need charge, you need meter, you need... If they're dash blocking, they just block it anyway, and you just have pressure, which with Squiggly is kind of underwhelming. I don't know. She's a good fighting game character. I'm saying that. She is a really good fighting game character. I just don't think she's a good Skullgirls character. Eliza pressure's gross. It's hard to get the pressure, but when you get it, Eliza pressure's disgusting. Yeah, if you throw Squiggly second with a battery point, it's why I wanted to play Fortune Cremation for a while. Because Fortune builds so much meter and combos.
You get no meter on Stencil.
Feel like Crouch, Medium Punch, or Stand Hard Punch are bad anti-airs on Parasol? Alright, that's a... You're gonna upset me.
Wait, what did they say? Like Crouch?
Crouch, Medium Punch is a good anti-air when they're in range of the flames on your umbrella. And it's nuts because you get full combos on anti-air if you have a tier setup. Or no, if you don't have a tier setup, you get full combos even. It's insane. Stand Hard Punch is a lot harder to use because it's slow, but on hit and on block, you get either combos or pressure, and yeah, it's got a reverse hitbox for some reason, and dealing with Eliza is annoying. Once you block something from Eliza, it's really, really scary. She's so sticky.
Yeah, sticky. Yeah, gets everywhere.
How are you supposed to get in from full screen normals? Who's full screen normals? You mean like Bayosuite? Parasol's kind of... She gets like super jump hard kick and stuff too, which is really good for moving around the screen. Like her mobility sucks, but also it's heckin' good. Yeah, Bayo-sweep you can jump over.
Yeah.
How you get Eliza off you? I mean, PBGC, if they're not doing rising jump light kick, you can punish while they air dash. You should not jump in neutral, but you can see them sweeping. Sweep is slow enough that you can... Chairless sweep is really, really slow, and you can jump when you see it. I think Parasol should play most neutral grounded, but when you see a move where jumping beats it, you should be jumping. How do you get on Squiggly? You just get charge and let them come to you. So like if Fuko's full screen zoning me and I have charge, I don't actually care if she's full screen zoning me because at any point I can just do this. And now she's getting hit.
I think they meant like how do you get in on Squiggly? Like how do you get to Squiggly?
Oh. As Parasol. Okay, that matchup, in theory, that matchup could be Parasol's worst matchup because the only thing you're allowed to do on block is stand light kick. Which sucks. But it's another one of those things. If you're solo, then you want to be using a lot of super jump JMK and JHK to move around the screen. And you want to make sure your anti-airs are on point because they jump around like heck. If you're playing duo, it's a lot easier because you can do the super jump stuff with assist, and as soon as they block the assist, you have pressure. Parasol vs. Parasol is a word. Like, yeah, Parasol vs. Parasol sucks, but against Squiggly with bar, the only normal you're allowed to do on block is stand light kick twice. Anything else gets you push blocked into SBO for counter hit combos. You can't tier because the tier gets caught, and if you don't tier, the frame rate is bad enough that you get caught anyway. What characters are good to do jump in on neutral? Philia, Fukua, Eliza, Fortune. The people with the really gross air normals, mostly. If Beowulf's in your jab... Ideally, Beowulf's never right next to you. If you're spacing correctly, Beowulf should be at the tip of your jab range, and then he can't do that. But if he does get in, you're not reacting to it. It actually safe jumps pillar for some reason. So the answer is guess and push block if you guess right. But ideally, that situation never comes up in the first place. How hard is Melty Blood? Heckin' hard. That game's hard. The hardest thing about it is looking at it. How am I supposed to space if he has big normals? Because you have bigger normals. If Beowulf is chairless, you beat everything he does. His sweep is really slow. His crowd hard punch is really slow.
He also can't even sweep unless he has the chair. I mean, unless he doesn't have the chair. So.
Yeah, it's if he's chairless, that's the only way his buttons are bigger than yours, and that's the only way it's beatable. With chair, he can space with stand hard punch and sweep, but he doesn't get anything for it. How you control the neutral? The answer is spacing, really. You want to systematically shut down their options. I mean, I'm saying this as the way I play Parasol. Parasol's such a versatile character that you can play her as a zoner, as a rushdown, like you can do whatever you want. But at least the way I do it is systematically shutting down options. If they're a character that likes to jump, I am putting all of my resources into keeping a tier on me at all times and pushing my anti-air buttons. If they're a character that likes... Go ahead.
So I was just saying, Penny's whole game plan is if they're having fun with their characters, she's not doing it right.
Yeah,
you need to completely shut them down from playing the game.
If you're having fun, I'm doing it wrong. Yeah, if you're a character that likes to run up and space, heck, and I'm gonna space you with bigger buttons. I don't care. Yeah, that's about right. I just want to spread despair. It's canon.
Goodbye, Swagger.
I just want to shut down their options, pretty much. How do you make a rushdown character not have fun? It depends on the character. Someone like Philia will always get beat by stand hard punch and crouch medium punch are both insane against Philia. Crouch medium punch calls out mid-range IADs. Stand hard punch calls out closer range IADs, assuming you're not already in pressure. That they won't have fun because even if they come at you and block, they still get put in pressure. All right, thanks, Stock. Yeah, stand light punches is good in neutral.
Thanks, Wago.
If you're fighting someone like Fortune, you cry because that matchup also sucks. Because her dash goes under light shot for some reason. Peacock is always fun. That's actually pretty true. I noticed that on my Peacock team. Even when I'm losing, it's still just... I'm running around pushing buttons like a monkey, and it's great.
Yeah, well, like, if I get to, like, just throw a projectile, I'm like, yeah, you give it, look at George, go.
Look at him go.
Like,
Like,
him go.
even if I'm losing, I don't care, because I'm probably the most annoying thing they've seen all day.
Also, I genuinely think that's not only is it her design, but also just her character, just because she is a cartoon. She's meant to just be fun inherently.
Yeah. Yeah, if the Philia puts you in pressure, it's hard to get out. That is a thing I will agree on. If you start blocking a Philia, it's really, really scary for you. But the answer to it is to not let that happen in the first place. If she gets close, you're terrified. But if you never let her get close, she never gets to play the game. And I'm saying this stuff like it's easy. It's not. It's really difficult. And you know.
Just for context, Benny has been playing fighting games for years.
I have 2,000 hours on Parasol in this game, and I still haven't touched the story mode. When do you do TK, tier, toss, jump, hard punch? I don't know. When you feel like it, the button's good.
You subflater, where are we on the list of questions?
Yes,
Why
Sam.
am I getting a...
Yeah, where are we?
I don't know where we are on the list of questions.
Okay,
I don't know.
but for real though, there's been enough chat interaction that I haven't even touched the Discord list of questions.
Oh no. I don't even have the list, I don't think. Like, where is the list? Is it like,
it's a channel, but I think it might only be orange names.
Hold on a second, let me check. What's the channel called?
It's under the matchup channel.
Matchup channel?
Yeah, the weekly matchups. Where they get posted.
Oh yeah, questions for live stream.
Yeah.
I thought like there was a Google Doc for it.
No, we're just doing it there.
Okay.
Do you play like you've only played fighting games for 3 years? We don't really play enough.
Also, no, you jump too much.
The thing is that Skullgirls is such a different fighting game. Skullgirls is a hard game to transition out of. If your first fighting game is Skullgirls, there's nothing wrong with it. But if your first fighting game is Skullgirls, it is pretty difficult to learn other fighting games because other fighting games are more fair. Yeah. I think if you're gonna play Skullgirls and then you go to like Marvel 3 or Marvel 2, you'll be fine. Especially Marvel 3. That game's fun as heck. But if you go to like Mortal Kombat, it's tricky because it's just so you have to actually play neutral. Skullgirls is about skipping neutral, and those games are about playing neutral. Came to Skullgirls from Marvel? That's a good choice. This is Marvel 2.5. Imagine having to play a game where you can't jump. You're right. I have a lot of fun with MK, though. My favorite fighting game of all time is still MKX. I love that game so much.
Neutral. I'm still confused.
No, what?
Why was I asked for the question?
That's why. Yeah, Sonic's really good at neutral. Sonic's really good at switching between playing neutral and skipping neutral. So they'll like. MKX is amazing. Heckin' great. I love MKX so much. What's Squiggly about? I already picked Eliza as one character I like, but I have my eye on Squig. Squiggly's about Squiggly's all about her stances. Because her specials kind of suck. Like, this thing's really underwhelming. Like, I don't think anybody uses this thing. This is not great. This is plus, I guess. They all kind of suck. But with charge, they're ridiculous. Like, this... Oops. I'm good. This gives full combos on hit now. This wall bounces, which means you get to pick up. Charge center stage is the best thing she has, because at any point you're in a projectile now. Or at any point... Alright, you're getting command grabbed. You can't jump out of that. And on top of that, she gets to do fun stuff like, hey, you get to block this. Where am I going?
Yeah, center, like as we were saying, like, she's fair, but when she has charge, she's really dumb, because she can just... I think she shuts down any, like, big band approach options as well, doesn't she?
If you just sit in neutral, holding this, Big Man doesn't get to play. There is nothing he can do if you just do this. Power Rangers game is ridiculous. Power Rangers has infinites, it has TODs from grabs, it has... That game's broken in the not fun way. Yeah, if you just do Raw Daisy, you're allowed to jump out of it. But if you do center stage into Daisy, you're not allowed. Because the time where you could push buttons is being eaten by the center stage animation. MKX is your first fighting game, and you even beat Sonic in one game. That's cool. Yeah, I played a lot of... I was a Devora main, and I played a lot with, like, really, really high-level Devoras in the mirror. It was fun as heck. Heckin' love MKX. I miss that game. I miss old Devora. She was a lot cooler before they changed stamina. Is that why MVC fans love Power Rangers? Yeah, it's definitely... That game is... Should I use Big Band on my team even though I only know some baby combos with... Okay, don't feel bad about putting Big Band... I never got to play Honeybee. I'm upset about it. But... I watched so much Honeybee. Honeybee was probably my favorite player. But yeah, don't feel bad about putting a band on your team just for the assist. Because nobody that has band on their team actually plays Big Band. It's just how it works. If your team has Big Band on it, you're hoping you kill them before Big Band comes out, pretty much. There's one player I'd say is the exception to that, and that's Sev. Sev has a Big Band Carpenters team. And it is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Big Band with Carpenters is so gross that the normal B&B does like 11k damage. You can't punish H-Brass on block because the skeleton's there. The mix-ups are disgusting because it's an overhead. Oh, that team's gross. But you actually have to play Big Band is the thing.
So what was that one MK player? Was it MK? Might have been Injustice player that you said I liked. He was just a monkey. He was. He usually played Bane. So
Biohazard. That's Honeybee's brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was just a fucking.
I don't know if they played MKX actually. I don't think I was watching like that into it. I hear Big Band Eliza is good. Big Band with Carpenter's Axe is... That could very easily be one of the better teams in this game. That is such a good team. Biohazard did? Did he play like Ferritor? I feel like he'd play Ferritor.
Yeah.
The Ferritor, yeah.
Yeah, he's a Ferritor.
Best Ferritor in the world.
And I liked Ferritor, but I thought they were like, as like a big guy, I just don't think I liked their playstyle.
I mean, you had Jason.
Yeah, I had Jason, that was the thing.
There were so much fun things in MKX. I could pick any character in any variation and have fun in that game. It was great. Worst non-solo team is probably like... Yeah, it's probably like Val Mid, Fortune Anchor. And then you put, like, squiggly point. Or pain wheel. And if you're not running taunt assist, are you really playing Skullgirls?
Taunt assist is the best assist.
Squiggly can kind of glue it with Dragon Bite. But, like, she's on point. You can, yeah, so you can make assists anything you want in this game. If you wanted to, you can run... Oops. This is a thing I did for a minute, where you can run dash assist. Or backdash assist. Or if you push start, you get taunt assist. It's really funny if you ever feel like, you know, memeing with friends or something. If you run double with this skin, and then you run default squiggly with backdash assist, and then parasol, which color was it? I think it was this one with forward dash. This team's really funny because it's really hard to know which character's doing what. They're just dashing everywhere. Like you just where am I going? What's happening? You're Nico now. Don't even start talking to me about Nico. Hold up.
Strong tomato.
My league name is literally Nico's gay wife. I don't even.
Then he has you know, a love for the gay lizard.
I didn't really like MK11. It's I don't 9 and X felt so much more mobility centric. I really like the mobility. And 11 just doesn't have it. Yeah, dash assist lets you alpha counter into whatever buttons you want. It's great. It's like not even that awful. Like it's awful, but it's not that awful.
Do a combo with the dash.
What do you mean do a combo with the dash? It doesn't hit.
Do a combo with the dash.
Okay, look. I did it. What do you want me to do?
Nah. Clean as heck.
What do you want me to do with it? Do the dash reset. But that's the thing, because you're like double, right? So you just do this, and then you call like squiggly and say, I don't know what you're just doing some stuff. It's so bad. It's a good joke, though. It's the same as like running Bella double with forward hard punch. Everyone runs dash assist for the mix-up. Double is hard to follow. Her mix is... I mean, it's not failure mix, but like you get hit by that.
We haven't even started questions.
Where are we on? Yeah, we haven't even looked at the Discord questions yet. There's been so many questions in chat, and I live for it. I love it.
Some of them might be repeats, though, but you know.
Is there any? Can you see the channel, Yo-Yo? How do you deal with zoning?
Yo-Yo couldn't see it.
If you mean you specifically, then call an assist, let them eat the projectile while you get charged, and then sing SBO. Sacrifice your assist for the charge gods. That's the first question.
So why are you asking? That's not the first question, so it's not Yo-Yo. The first question is how do I practice reset setup, since that was...
No, the first question is assist options for Big Band Eliza teams from 2019, October.
No. No. There's so many questions.
Yeah, there's a lot. We probably... I mean, I don't know how much longer this stream's going to go for, but...
Should probably deal with some of those questions then.
It feels so weird answering questions for people that aren't here. Does anyone here have a question here that I can talk about? Because I don't want to talk about questions that nobody cares about.
Yeah, there's no point in answering them.
Why isn't Eliza the best character in the game? Her buttons are huge, but not disjointed, which sucks. Her only real reversal is level 3, which sucks. But I play her anyway because she has Butcher's Assist. That's all I care about.
You see, the thing is, Hops, we didn't skip over it. We actually we take priority over people who are actually like
Yeah.
here and asking questions
How
because they're going to hear the information.
do you stop
that they
yourself?
want.
Okay, look, Yo-Yo, this is gonna sound like a meme. It's not a meme. Stop jumping. The reason that matchup sucks so much is because Stam Medium Punch is so good on Eliza. If you don't go in the air, like if you're holding on charge and she tries to dash at you or do anything, you get full combos. But if you jump, she has so much priority. How do you balance learning different characters? You kind of... if you're learning a new character, like for your first team, don't put them all on a team at once. Play them either solo or duo, depending on who they are. I would not play Robo or Squiggly solo. Other than that, you could play them solo and learn them that way. And then once you have a general idea of how to play some characters and you want to add more, you can add them to the front of your team so you get to play them the most and still have other people to fall back on.
Also,
Go.
I was just saying, like, just for the questions that were in the Discord, some have been answered just because people have asked them. Like, somebody was asking, how do I practice reset setups? I have a basic B&B down, but how do I go to the next step? We discussed that like an hour ago, so we did something like that. Just to also quickly answer one of the questions, somebody was asking what are the terminologies around blocks, what do they mean? We have a command for that, so we do terms.
Terms, yeah. It's terms.
Yeah. So if you read that in the Twitch, if you click that link in the Twitch chat, that should give you some. That should just give you an example of what everything means.
I'd play so much more Squiggly if she had an anti-air button. That was my biggest problem with her. Hey, Claw. How do I find matches against other beginners? There's a few ways. Don't go to QM. QM heckin' sucks for beginners. If you go to our Discord, which you can find through !DISCORD.
Oh yeah, you gotta spell it.
There's a looking for games channel, and you can clarify and say like, "Hey, I want to play against other beginners," and that'll usually get you a response. I know the SG General Discord has a matchmaking system. I've never used it, so I don't know how good it is, but that's also a thing. Already in the Discord.
If you go to the looking for games chat, just ask for beginners specifically, because some people like play and they're like not beginners. For example, I've seen JP be playing a lot of like looking for game matches. I would not call him a beginner.
Heck no.
So ask specifically for beginners.
Yeah. Generally,
people are usually nice about that.
So on a normal Get Great stream, we'll have two different brackets for intermediate and beginner. And generally we say intermediate is being able to do a full B&B, 240 on Dizzy B&B combo 100% consistently. That's the first step to learning this game. Because after you do that, we can talk about neutral and punishing and resets and all that. Step one is most definitely getting a full B&B down. Yeah, 100%. I normally you practice, I do 7, Cranks does 10. I stick by 7. But doing your B&B 7 times in a row on both sides, so you're doing it 14 times. That's how you know you've got it down. And it's different in an actual match just because, you have to actually get the hit first and then confirm into the combo, and then there's some panic, and honestly, I think arcade mode is a tool you can use to work on that without fighting people.
I mean, so the more times you do it, the better.
Yeah, the more times the better, but I do 7.
Yeah.
It
As long as you're doing it on both sides, that amount of times, because I remember specifically, wasn't it Josh who did this to you, Penny, where you couldn't do any of your inputs on like the left side?
Yeah, it's when I was first learning Eliza, and I couldn't DP when I was on the right side, which is very common.
So he put you on the right side to keep you...
Yeah, he played the whole game so that I was on the right side and could never do a combo, because I couldn't DP. Doing an American reset, you can't stop. Hey, they get hit. If they get hit, it works. Heck,
it works.
If you want to work on hit confirms, this training mode is so good. Genuinely, this is the best training mode in a fighting game. You can set random block, and you can just... Oh, I got the hit. I got the hit. I get the confirms. I didn't get the hit. I got the hit. The random block is a really good way to practice. An American reset is when you drop a combo, but they get hit by the follow-up anyway. It's a reset you don't mean to do. I don't know why it's called the American reset. Them's Fighting Herds had a lot of things I wish this game had, like the uploading trials thing. That's dope.
Yeah, that's really nice, so it is. Is there a genuine game plan when playing against Big Band? I think we answered that. Like, how do you get in on Big Band?
Go overhead.
Yeah. Because he's just a big lad, so he gets instant overhead by a lot of moves. When pushing block, I want this question answered. When push blocking, sometimes the opponent doesn't move. When should you be push blocking?
The opponent doesn't move when you push block if you're specifically push blocking a multi-hit move.
But what about the end of it?
What do you mean?
Like, can't you push block like the last hit of the multi?
Yeah, you have to delay it a little bit, but you can do that.
But you have to delay. Okay, because I've done it before and it still doesn't push them away.
Yeah, you do have to delay it a little bit. Yeah, definitely watch pros playing. When I was learning this game, I would go through pro matches and watch them at half speed and take notes. You don't have to be that extreme. I didn't have a life. Still don't. But watching pro matches is great. Well, I would search for a guide on a character. All I see is combos. I want to learn the neutral, not the B&Bs. It's because there's not really a neutral guide.
Yeah.
First off, this game's about skipping neutral, really. You want to play neutral as little as possible. But everybody plays neutral differently. There's no guide to it because it's what you do. There are a lot of people I played in this game that they could be on a different Steam account, different name, different profile, and by watching them play, I could know who they are. Just because of how they're playing the neutral.
I think there was a time where you knew it was me because I was running like George Assist
Yeah.
and doing A3.
Yeah,
that's my neutral.
It's so personalized. It's so hard to make a guide on it. Neutral is jump light kick. You did it. Congrats.
Nice. Also, what was it? There was a question there earlier that we could have answered, like in the chat. Never mind. Can't see it anymore.
Penny called me at it. Yeah, I can tell when it's Yo-Yo because his feet are never on the ground for more than 3 seconds.
Yep. Oh yeah, no, that was the other thing. Like, I know that you want, like, that's what I was trying to get at. I know you want to learn the neutral, not the B&Bs, but also learning the B&Bs helps you know your character so that you can play them in neutral better.
Yeah, you'll notice a lot. Like, You'll see barrel loops a lot on double, but her other combo is the slide B&B, and the reason they use it, outside of it being more damage, is the fact that it's a really long range. So by knowing that the slide B&B starts with 3 big buttons, means, okay, I can poke with this, and, I get full combos from it. I just dropped it twice. I'm the worst. I can poke with this, and I can get full combos. And that translates to things like, I can poke with an assist. I'm still using dash assist. Oops.
The best assist.
Did doubles ever use cup drop? Her optimal combos use teacup. And her big band only combos use teacup. But if they're not doing optimals, then you'll see them do it on incoming as a joke, and that's about it. Oh, look at these subs.
Panda, you've been gifted
I'm a subscriber now. Thanks for the gift of subs. I gotta do crank speech. Hold on. Remember that Skullgirls Be Get Great is a non-profit organization, and all the money we get on this channel goes towards the prize pool tournament at the end of the month on Wednesdays. So we don't get any of this, actually. We give it all back to the community, so you're supporting all of us, and we appreciate it.
This is why I was telling Crank we need to record some of the...
Yeah, we need a soundboard.
Things. We need a soundboard of Crank. Streamer giving themselves.
Yeah, we really do want a Crank soundboard. That'd be dope.
We could just have like a remix of like Crank's voice lines. DJ,
I do it.
Yeah. Oh, 10 Fears got a sub. Yeah, everybody's got a star now beside their name.
Yeah.
Except you, Darkrai, you're not cool.
I wish more doubles did this. I remembered. Rub it in. What'd I do? No! That was Sam. It's not me.
It is. It's always you. It's always your fault. Yeah, that's the thing. Yo-Yo's always never been close, so that's why we never called him out Dark Gray.
Still confused on which one's which. Sam's the one that's got that cool accent, and I'm the one that sounds like I'm 12.
I'm the Northern Irish one, and Penny's the Canadian one. Well, she's not Canadian, but...
I'm the 12-year-old, even though I'm 23, I swear.
I'm the one who doesn't sound like they belong in America and should be kicked out.
Oh yeah, Dash assist. Alright, we got any other questions? Because we've been going for a minute.
I'm having a look just to see if there's any other questions that we might not have answered.
I use a Quanba Obsidian. Sam uses a discount Xbox 360 pad that he found in his drawer one day. We've been going about 2 hours. This is not by the way, for the people that are new here, this is not a normal Get Great stream. We do these at the end of every month now, because we forgot last week. And
I think it's better, honestly,
yeah.
to be honest.
Normally Get Great streams are, we match people up against each other. We play a flat amount of games, it's not a competition. And the commentators tell you what you can and can't approve on. Well, not can't, but, you know, what you can do to get better. So it's like personalized advice. But we there's a lot of demand for this kind of thing too, so we do this every once in a while. That I have not modded the art on my Obsidian, but I really want to, and I'm pretty sure you have to get Plexi. But it's a thing I haven't done enough research on yet.
There's we answered like how to deal with zoning, didn't we?
Yes.
Okay. This was one I don't think we did. When I practice a combo, a move sometimes gets skipped, even though it appears in the moves log. What is the reason, and what should I be doing to fix it?
Either too early or too late.
And then in brackets, Crank says, button too early means it doesn't get buffered in.
Yeah, so if this is a good general rule for not just Skullgirls, but fighting games in general. If you're doing a combo, I mean, these are kind of, Skullgirls is really lenient, but if you do a combo and you notice the button just doesn't come out, like if I try to do like stand hard punch and then cancel it into slide, but I do it too fast, stand hard punch just isn't happening. It's really hard to show it off in this game because the buffer input is so high. But if you do the move and it doesn't come out, you're doing it too early. If you do the move and it comes out but it doesn't combo, you're doing it too late. And then knowing that, you can adjust your timings and... That's just a general fighting game rule.
Because we were talking about this earlier. How to get out of instant overhead spam is Big Band.
Cry.
There you go.
Alt F4. That's the biggest weakness of Big Band. Everything's an instant overhead. Can you buffer grabs? I don't know. So like if I do this, I'm not getting the grab because I'm doing it too early.
Oh, here's a good question. Are there any methods or suggestions for getting motivation to play around with new questions or to actually spend time learning new stuff with old characters? I get kind of mentally stuck when I hop in the training mode, so I end up not doing anything that I need to.
So do me and Crank, because every time I go into training room, I'm like, I'm gonna learn Bella, and then I just push parasol buttons. Crank does the same thing with Squiggly. She's like, I'm gonna learn my band B&Bs, and then he just does Squiggly stuff.
How do you double jump cancel as Robo?
Up. I've never noticed my execution get sloppy in other games, but that's because I have a problem, and I work from home, like even before the quarantine stuff, and my boss forgets I exist a lot of the time, so I spend a lot of time in training room for a lot of different games. It's a problem. Actually, like, help.
How'd you get hits as Peacock?
What do I do for work? I just do boring, like, data entry website management for an apartment company. It's really lame.
I've watched her work and
it's really boring.
I can't. Like I die inside when I watch her work. I watched her work for like 5 minutes and immediately closed the stream.
No, we use SharePoint. We were using Lotus Notes, but I'm on a team that is fixing that because Lotus Notes is the worst. I don't think anybody knows what I'm talking about. Any pain wheel tips? I have pain wheel tips.
Also, there's how to get hits as Peacock.
Mash.
Wow, Penny.
I mean, there's an answer, but I'm gonna get into that in a second.
Yeah.
Pain wheel tips. That's not the right select button. Okay, so flying around, playing neutral is pain wheel. Ideally, you're flying 9 times out of 10, and you're waiting for them to try to hit you because you're being annoying and flying around. And as soon as they try to hit you, you're allowed to whiff punish with, you know, whatever buttons you want. Usually JMP. And you just run around like an idiot. It's exciting. In terms of opening people up, everything you do is a mix, technically. If you fly and you push 2 punches, you drop out of flight without doing anything. Which means anytime you're blocking, I can fly and go low again, or I can fly and go overhead. And that also means that at any point I can fly, cancel, grab, you know. These are options she has. And you always have the option of, like, going double overheads, like overhead, overhead again. She is definitely... People tend to mash when you go for that. If you notice them mashing, you can do things like... armor buttons are good to deal with that, so you can, like, you know, buffer this. I'm being bad, but... Also, your pain wheel. So, depending on what they mash, if they mash like a super, most supers you can post super flash, just do this, and because it's invincible, you'll win. And a lot of supers that you can just do this. And you know, as soon as they try to punish it, you just do it again.
Just do it again.
And you just keep doing it. You just never stop. It just doesn't end. Just keep going.
Also, Doctor, yes, we're still going because I think one, people are asking a lot of questions, and 2, Penny actually really likes this version of the stream.
This is my favorite version. I get to sit here and nerd out about Skullgirls for 3 hours.
This is what Penny does anyway in the lab. She just does this, so it's just her normal day.
What I do all day anyway. I could talk about the Peacock stuff in a second, but let me... How can one who's not used to 6-button fighters that much remember to use all buttons instead of just punches or just kicks at the neutral? Time, mostly. Just getting used to it. A lot of times when I was learning new characters, I do things like, okay, I know that these 4 buttons are really good in neutral as double, and then when I fight someone, I forget that 3 of them exist. And then I go back and say, oh yeah, okay, let me try using this one. And then I start doing 2 of them instead, and over time, you you build it up and you get used to it. And also practicing B&Bs and stuff too, yeah. I'm pretty sure Doctor's heard me talk about this before, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Like, just bring it like to another game. For an example, like, say when me and Penny played Dragon Ball, like, whenever I was first playing, I didn't call assists after, like, I did my Broly pressure. And I started doing that, but whenever I get put into my next character, I don't do it because I'm not used to it on that character.
Yeah.
So it's just a case of practice, really.
Okay, so I'm kind of going to talk about how to use assists here, too, because it's also kind of how you play Peacock.
Heckin' witty.
So, Peacock's really dumb, not because of her zoning. Do you have any suggested Bella assists for an Eliza player? Lock and Load's good for damage, and the armor's annoying, and Seracopter's good for pressure, because it hits 1 billion times. Those are the 2 you're looking at. Way to combo into level 3 is Pain Wheel. After any Light Viewer, you can level 3, and it works very cleanly.
Which one's Light Viewer?
The grabby hand that goes straight.
Oh, the grabby hand, okay.
Okay, yeah. So, she's blocking right now. So the reason Peacock's so dumb is because of item drop. This button alone is what makes Peacock insane. And she's allowed to do it. Squiggly charge takes a good amount of time. It's not a long time, but a good amount of time. Item drop takes no time. This thing takes, like, 0. Which means if I call an assist and they block it, I am allowed to call an item and there's nothing they can do about it. Because they either got hit or they blocked or something. There's absolutely nothing they get to do about this. And as soon as I'm holding an item, you're not allowed to push buttons on me. I can sit here and zone all day, and you're not allowed to run at me, because I'm holding M item. And if you do anything, I can see you do it, and then let go of it and hit you. In the same vein, if I'm holding M item, I get to run at you, and there's nothing you get to do about it. You can't mash, because I'm blocking this whole time. You can't push buttons, because there's an item on top of you. As soon as you call M item, like, you win the game.
M item's so good.
It is ridiculous. Your game plan should 100% revolve around holding an item. Because as soon as this comes on screen, you can monkey out however you want. It doesn't matter. There's an item. Getting out of her full screen pester is hard. Like, this is really difficult to deal with.
Also not important, but like just to answer it quickly, the Woody skin hammy is also a Buzz Lightyear skin because the Georges are Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. Let me there you go. Holding item is hard on pad, but it is definitely something you want to get used to if you're playing Peacock, because it is. I mean, even her mix is when you're no, she's still blocking. When you're mixing on Peacock, and it's another reason why she's so dumb. I'm not. Hold on. I'm gonna do this the easy way. I did solo. Hold on. I'm doing it. Hold on. Just hold on. Hold on. The reason nobody's playing her in top 8s like that is because she's that difficult. She is, on paper, the best character in the game. But she's so hard to use to her potential that there's like 2 Peacock players. She's really difficult to use completely. I did it wrong. So her mix, right here, I can run around and do whatever and cross up and do whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm blocking the whole time. You can't mash. I'm blocking, and I still get a left-right that's plus on block and lets me do things after because I was never doing anything in the first place. And then sometimes you get to do things like this because she gets to do this. Oops. I don't know why she gets to do that, because normally when you hold an item and teleport, it's a fake teleport. But there are setups where it's like, nah, just kidding, it does it anyway. It's dumb. This character's stupid.
You know what it might be? It might be because she's still dashing.
Yeah.
That, like, it considers her facing, like, the right still, so therefore she gets to go backwards, because she doesn't get to go, like, behind them, but she's facing the wrong way anyway, so that's probably why.
Players like Sonic and Sage body Peacock and Tourney for days. I would say that's because if you were to make a level chart, I think there's 3 people in this game that have ever played this game that are actually good at Skullgirls. And I know I'm saying it as somebody that's not good at Skullgirls. I'm not on this heckin' list. Heck no. But I think that the 3 people that are actually good at this game are Sonic, Sage, and Sev. And if you're not one of those 3, you're still doing well. You're still top 8 and stuff. But those 3 are on, like, another plane. It's actually nuts.
They've ascended.
And something like Swift Fox Teams has issues. Swift Fox Team doesn't have a great reversal. It doesn't have good reversal options outside of raw tag. They've had 7 years of experience.
Only 7 years.
But those 3 are by far. I think Sev is the best Skullgirls player right now. And part of that's just due because the other 2 took a break. But I think Sonic uploaded a set recently. Sonic or Sage uploaded a set on their YouTube recently with Sev. Sev just pops the heck off.
How do AI counter Fuku
Sonic
with
fights
Bayo
Dark.
Band.
Sonic fights Dark Sonic Fox. I'd watch that. That'd be great. Yeah, Sev's awesome. I love Sev. She's dope.
How do I counter Fuku with Bayo Band?
Smack him.
Done. There you
Yeah,
go.
Fuko doesn't have defensive options really. So as soon as the same thing where you're using assists, right? So if you're fighting a Fuqua and you're Bayo bent, I'm gonna assume you're playing Brass, because if you're playing Bayo A Train and it's a duo, you're doing it wrong. But the same idea of if I'm poking with like jump hard punch is land cancelable. Jump hard punch with assist is not land cancelable, because if you attack me, you get punched in the face. So if you want to play neutral with this team, you do this, and then you run in and do some jump because they're blocking Brass. They get hit. Oh, I get full combos. They block. Oh, I get mix-ups.
How do you build hype?
He's got a few ways. His hold light punch builds hype over time. His taunt gives you all hype immediately. I can't believe I remember that input. I think this builds a tiny amount of hype. Yeah. I think those are the 3 ways to do it. The way you use it is in his grab. If I just jump normally, I'll just get the normal whatever that is. If I do down and 2 kicks, then I'll get the hard knockdown version. Same with this. If I do back... How the heck do you use Bayo grabs? If you jump... How the heck do you use Bayo grabs? Okay, I think you can only do that one if you have height. But that's back plus 2 kicks, you get the launch. They all have different inputs. Honestly, I don't play any Bayo, and I don't know all the inputs.
Also, the most important use of hype, however, is finishing them with the...
Oh, gotta do the penguin.
Gotta do to get the penguin.
If you kill somebody with a with this heckin' thing, and you have 3 bars of height, the penguin comes out and counts at them, and they die, and the penguin slides off screen. It's really funny. Yeah, as long as you're in a grab stance, you can use it.
Yeah, I never noticed that. That is like punch is just like some dude just going, whoa, go Bayo, like a little punch.
Yeah.
The little see the explosions on the side of the screen, that tells you the level of height that they
So
have.
this will always do 3. If I use them, then I should have 0 right now. So if I do this, there'll be 1 explosion. If I go to level 2, there'll be 2. Unfortunately, if he's not doing that, there's just no way to tell. You just have to keep track of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a huge thing you actually have to keep track of. It's just sometimes you die when he hits you.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where like it doesn't really matter by tracking it, because if he has it when he hits you, he has it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Just don't let him hit you, and the height wouldn't matter. Is basically the idea.
Hold on.
Just don't get hit. It's easy.
Can I show good resets with Bayo? There's always like going for this, and then there's a 50-50 when they land. There's always the because I heckin' love this setup on any character that can do it. The Parasol setup, where you do jump light punch, jump light kick, jump medium punch, and that's either a air grab or a burst bait. I can't do it because I'm bad at burst
So
baits,
bad.
and you can also air grab out of it. And that's what makes that burst bait scary, because if they try to tech the grab, they die. You can always do things like this. That's a restand, and you can get 50-50s. I don't know too many of the crazy, really gross ones. I haven't played a Bayo team in a hot minute. There's always the, like, 2 hits restands them, so you get to do things. Can you tech his hard punch no chair? I don't think so. I think it's a command grab. Nobody really uses it. It's a hit grab. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I have to be right back real quick.
Okay.
Really, we should just end the stream, but I'm having too much fun. So, Sam, entertain.
Okay. Hi. Hello. How can I? What would you like today? No, Darkrai, don't leave. I know I'm not that interested, but come on. Sam, give you tips of Pia Band. Use like Georgia said. I don't play this game. That's why I can't give tips. I mostly like whenever it comes to these streams, I'm mostly the person who asks questions and gets them across and everything. Just because I know how to do that. I'm not very good at answering questions. Goodbye, Darkrai. Who do I play? I play Bayo. No, not Bayo. I played Ban Peacock, Ban Point, and like George Assist Peacock. It allows me to A-train a lot just because George is on the screen most of the time, so they can't do anything to stop me, usually. Well, that's good, but, you know. Yeah, you just have to, like, you let go of the button and then he drops the mic after you've held it out for a while. Yeah, it's a heart thing. You gotta feel it in your heart. So you do. It's the same with incoming. You just gotta feel the timing in your heart. I mean, if you're not playing with heart, what's the point? I remember like having a conversation with Crank and Penny and how there's like three main different player archetypes. There's people who are like the more methodical, logical ones. I think they go in the training lab and they like, you know, they train and like practice and all that. That's Penny. Then there's people who have like the knowledge and play with like their mind. That would be Crank. Then there's people with their heart who just go off, like they just want to do their own thing and just do their own thing. That would be a me player. So the people who just sit in the lab, there's the people who know what they have to do, and then there's people who just don't care and just punch people. Yeah, that's a heart player. That's a heart player, noob. Just feel like it. You do it. What's that? Grab on wake up? I don't see anything wrong with that. Heart brain execution. That's it. Yep. Like, I think as much as I've played this game, I don't play it that much, but as much as I've played this game, I think I've done 1 hour in the training room. I do not enjoy training room and fighting games. I prefer to like just learn the game by playing. Which isn't optimal. Don't take that as like a way of playing the game, but that's just how I prefer it. I don't think you'd have to DHC. I don't know if you can DHC level freeze in this game, can you?
I've returned.
Welcome back.
How was it?
It was fine actually. I was telling people the 3 different ways that like the people play the game, which is like heart, execution, and like labbing and all that, and like brain, you know.
Mm.
So it was what do you call it? Also, some person was saying, can you DHC from a level 3 in this game?
No. You can DHC into a level 3, but not out of one.
Yeah, so you can't DHA out of level 3, so you can't.
The best way to train in general is to get bopped by people a lot better than you. But not just, like, zone out and get hit, but try to understand why they're doing what they're doing in neutral and why you're getting hit.
Yeah, I was telling them about that. How like I think like as much time as I've put in this game, I think I've only put like an hour in training room, which is not optimal.
Yeah.
Let me clarify. Like
the fastest way to improve is to record yourself playing against someone much better than you, and then rewatch it and analyze it while rewatching it, not while playing.
Because you're also focusing on actually playing the game while you're trying to learn, so it's better to watch it.
Yeah, and the SGC is really cool. If somebody bops you and you ask for advice, they'll give it. I've written essays for people after sets. I've gone into sets with like the sole purpose of, hey, write me an essay after this. I love doing that.
Also, you can't DHC from a level 3 doctor, I think is what you were saying there.
I miss penny essays. I did one like last week, I think. Yeah, did you play Final Fantasy with us? Were you in that group? Yeah, no. You should play Final Fantasy with us.
No, Yo-Yo sucks. He doesn't like games. He plays D&D.
You can raid with Draco.
Can you do the level 3 into the super? Because you know what it might be that we're thinking is that it's that because we played Dragon Ball, which you can't do that with.
Yeah. Veil level 3 might be different. Hold on, let me... Because I could just be lying to you, and I've gotten this wrong the whole time. I was wrong the whole time. Okay, apparently you can. I don't know why you would still. It's never come up, but apparently you can.
Yeah, it's never come up because you usually don't have the meter for it, but also...
Man, Yo-Yo, come play Final Fantasy with us.
Penny and I have also been playing Dragon Ball where you're not allowed to DHC from a level 3 at all.
Yeah. I forgot that you started before Josh, I'll be honest. Josh got really good. Not saying you're bad or anything, because you're also heckin' good, but...
Like whenever I was talking about the thing, I think like 3 different types of players. I think Fedora is definitely a lab player.
Oh yeah.
Like, cause his...
And that's relatable, because me too.
Yeah. You're washed up now, yep. You're washed up, you don't play Skullgirls anymore, you just play against easy bots in League of Legends.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, don't say it. I had to stop myself too.
He's not what?
How do you commit to the lab? Every time I sit down to ground combos, you get mildly frustrated. Okay, the way you do it is to not just lab. Every time I'm labbing, I have something else going on my other monitor. Like, I'll have a podcast on, I'll have a YouTube video on, I'll have something going on. Like right now, I'm also reading chat a lot, you know? And you just kind of do some junk. It's just kind of like a secondary thing. Yeah, even if you don't, you should get a second monitor. They're heckin' nice. But even if you don't have a second monitor, you can always do like podcasts or something. It is the #1 way to lab, for sure. Yeah, a lot of fun lab stuff is like, hey, this is dumb. How do I make it dumber? I didn't want to go back to one monitor, Yo-Yo, so my other monitor right now is like a TV from like heckin' 1980. It's, hold on, wait, let me go to my screen options. I gotta tell you the resolution of my second monitor. Because this kills me inside. My second monitor's resolution. Hold on, I'm breaking it. My second monitor has a resolution of 1216 by 676. I don't know who invented this.
So what was Bucky saying? He's not cut. Nope, not saying it. What?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really old. We've had this for years, but I didn't have a second monitor on hand. And my first monitor is an ultra-wide, so it's heckin' huge, and I don't want to put another big monitor on my desk, because my desk is tiny.
We've gone from lab questions to setup questions.
Yeah, let's talk about my monitors. I can't live without a second. I don't know. I don't want to pay $100. I have League skins to buy.
League skins to buy. No, but that's like Hops, like that's what Fedora like normally does whenever he does combos, because Fedora has played this game for ages.
Fedora is the Valentine creator.
Yeah, Fedora literally just makes combos. He's just a lab player.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Stand Hard Punch? League's not actually a microtransaction game. You could play that for free and have the same exact experience, except you don't look as cool. How do you find time to play Skullgirls? Do you play other games as well? I have 0 life.
Yeah.
I lab combos until my friends get on, then I like heckin' play some Final Fantasy or some junk, League of Legends. It's a problem.
Not working because she can.
Yeah, my boss forgets I exist. And heckin', I'm a very competitive person, so I'm not gonna play a game if I'm not gonna get good at it, so I spend a lot of time on games.
Oh, so Penny can't do anything like by itself. She does like 4 things at once.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 14. I cannot do one thing at a time. I'm too much. I'm what's known as a super tasker. How do I steal your job? You don't want it. It's soul crushing.
Based on what I've heard, you really don't want to steal.
You want to see the B&B?
Like every
know
time
about
like
B&B?
Penny talks about it, I'm like, wow, that sounds dope. I'd like to work like that. And then I watched her work for like 5 minutes and was like, no.
Let's see if I can do a Bayo B&B.
I think it's called ADHD.
No, it's super tasker. I don't have ADHD. ADD.
I genuinely don't think Penny has ADHD. I think it is literally just super tasker.
I did it wrong. I still want to get into that game. You're starting the trial soon. Heck, do it. That game's so fun. I say the Skullgirls community has the nicest community, but I actually think Final Fantasy 14 has a beat. That game is a ridiculously nice community.
Also, Hops, just a quick tip for a trial user. You can go up to like half the max level, but you can do that with every single class, including crafting and all the other like fighting classes. Up to like level 35 or something like that.
This is the one I know.
So you don't have to start like paying till you get to 35 with like what classes you want. So you could get every class up to 35. Like that would take a minute, but like you could do it, and then you could start paying for like the monthly subscription if you wanted to.
I almost did it. What do I normally do for mid-screen burst baits as para? I got you. Talk to me about burst baits.
Are there no good free MMOs? Dragon Fable.
Dragon Fable was such a dope game. There is a bard class. You get a full piano roll. You can play songs. It's illegal.
Yes, it's illegal to play songs in Final Fantasy if they're copyrighted and not Final Fantasy.
There's that one. I've never replaced the buttons on my stick.
There's a legal, like, one of my favorite things is that there's actual like illegal bard meetings for the game because they can't like be seen by a dev.
All these burst baits I use all the time.
Black market bards.
How do you play up close and at mid-range as Peacock? If you have M item held, it's free. They can't do anything. If they push anything, you let go of the item, they get hit. What was that last one? This one? This one's fun, because if they don't burst, you get a left rate. Against mediums and heavies, you have to duck for it to actually be a burst bait. But if they don't burst, then you can go left, right. You get to air throw. It uses a lot of undizzy, is the downside, but it's really good.
Also, I'm now just like realizing, because I've seen like, you know the way it's like the dev said, oh no, you can play the song as long as you don't record it or whatever. I like, every time I like looked at a YouTube to see like people play different songs and everything, they have their UI head and I think they hide who they are.
Yeah. Hold on, let me make it's crouch hard punch. I do it so often. Crouch hard punch, JMP, stomp, JLP, JMK, JLP again. And you can also do JLK if you don't want to do a burst bait, but I don't know why you wouldn't. What are your thoughts on the volley rework? It sucks.
He's
really bad.
Okay. I think I like the way that he plays. I don't think he's good. His numbers aren't good for what he does. He's not tanky enough, and he doesn't deal enough damage or heal enough.
But the new skin is dope.
The skin's dope, and like his design's cool, and I like the way his like abilities actually interact and like how you can combo into each other or like poke with them. But he's not good.
Did you get hit there? I got hit there. No.
Penny did that actually. She's good using
a
program that. Well, not a MIDI piano. She used like a program that
use
like,
a MIDI
converted
piano.
MIDIs. Yeah, you converted like the MIDIs into like button presses in the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's programs that can do that, but also I hooked up a MIDI piano to do that.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool.
Since I have one anyway. I'm surprised that they said, hey, this Akali mechanic is awful and we have to take it out. Let's give it to someone else. But if we make him awful, it's okay.
Right, is there any more questions?
Yeah, what kind of SG questions do we got?
Yeah, hold on a second, I'm having a look. See, because I don't know what we've already asked. Maybe you should like two, just because.
I just did one year ago. That's one you can extend like that. If you do it with the tier debt.
How can I dash around fast as Philia and
Wait, hold on, there's more chat questions. Wait.
Oh, okay.
Is there a trick to getting PVGC pillar consistently? Kind of. It's not exactly a trick, and more of a you have to work on it, but kind of.
You mash it.
Well, don't do that, especially with pillar.
No, don't mash it. Don't actually mash it.
If you see, so at the top middle, wow, that's just what I'm talking about. That's perfect. At the top middle, there's a list of buttons, and those buttons show what buttons you've pushed in the combo so far. So if I try to do this, and then I do another jump light kick, it's not going to let me do it because that side has already gone red. The top side is air moves, the bottom side is ground moves. And those show you what buttons you've used in your combo already, so that the red burst bait happens. And also, if they hit you and you push block... Hold on, let me do it against a different move. Let me do, like, hairball. You can see it flash green when I push block. That green flash is the PVGC window.
Can you slow it down and make it a little bit easier to see?
I don't remember how.
Minus, I think, does it?
I can do it this way. Here we go. We're in 50% slow motion now.
Yeah, so if you watch the like middle, you should see it like flash green. So you should.
There you go. You see that green flash? That's when you can PPGC. Each half of the button, the top half of the button is air move, the bottom half of the button is ground move. And it's set up like a fight stick, so it's light punch, medium punch, heavy punch, light kick, medium kick, heavy kick.
What's the left, right, up and down?
Heckin' I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the small ones do. I think they're like specials or something. I don't know. Do you still need the full charge for the pillar? Yeah, you need to keep charge the whole time. Pillar's awkward because you can't mash it. You have to time it. You do need to keep the charge.
It looks like it has start.
Yeah. If you push start too many times, it can burst.
Yeah, I was imagine that like the menu pops out and then the menu just gets bursted away.
Yeah, your game crashes. Yeah, I know it's like it's specials or something because like whatever. Burst Bait start. How do you adjust your combos after a reset? It depends on your reset. So if you're doing a reset like... Saphilia. If you're doing a reset like this one, where it's a cross-up, I don't have to adjust anything there because, you know, they're already getting hit. I can just go straight into it. If you're doing a weird one, like, for example, the Bike Guy reset, which I get to show off again. I'm excited. You do the Bike Guy reset, you're kind of in an awkward spot, but, I mean, as long as you're pushing something. I know, as Parasol, that you start combos like this, right? So they're standing, I hit them with the tier, and I can pick up with this. Which means even if they get hit by Bike Guy, I know that as long as I go into that, I can still convert it the same way. It's more that I'm putting together parts of combos than I have a combo for every reset. If you do a grab reset, you don't need to do an OTG list. My grab conversion uses OTG for more damage. So like if you do... This uses OTG, but it does more damage. But yeah, you can't pick up with... So like if I'm Bella and I grab them with Mary Gorilla, I can't do the normal B&B because that uses OTG. So you need to do something else. Like Mash Jump Light Punch, and I hate that route. Stupid route. Dumb.
How many times can you press Light Punch in a second penny?
Yeah, no, you're just using parts of combos, mostly. I very rarely do the optimals that I practice, and I just put together parts of things. It's a little bit of both. I've labbed enough that I can do them without thinking about it. So when I'm saying I want to air reset them, I'm not thinking of every move that I'm pushing. I'm just thinking I want to air reset them. And I've done it enough times that I know how to get them there. I'm not really thinking about... I'm not even looking at the screen. Or if I want to do like a fast fall setup, I know that I can do a fast fall off this. As long as you get to some point where you're in the air and doing a spiral flare, it's a fast fall reset. So that'll work. The back hard kick one I just did will work. People are starting to lab like sequences though. To keep track of like undizzy and stuff. I've been labbing sequences. I got a 1 reset kill on duos with Parasol Peacock. That was fun.
You were so excited about that.
It was dope, and Draco hated it.
Yeah, Draco hated it.
And I'm still upset about that.
Yeah. Heck, Draco. Shout out to Hate Draco Bomba.
I like Draco. Draco's cool.
Yeah, he is actually cool.
I showed my friend Tech, and he didn't like it. He would, no, that's not that cool.
What was the thing I was going to ask? Oh yeah, how can I dash around fast as Philia and as Valentine? Are macros better for dashing?
They're different. Macros are easier to block dash with. Philia specifically is privileged with movement. Because she has Marvel Wave dashing. I can't do it. There you go, she has wave dashing. I'm really, really bad at button dashing. If it's not... I button dash for, like, air links. Like, I'll button dash for that. But when it comes to actually moving, I don't button dash. I don't like that.
Also, Draco hated it in the sense of...
Oh, it's not that cool. Peacock does damage. Yeah, you shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, even though that's not normal.
And I wasn't even playing Peacock for most of it.
Yeah.
I like Draco.
Yes. I like Draco too. But...
How do you do the Winnie? There's a way to do the Winnie. Is it this? I don't remember how to do the Winnie.
Winnie the Pooh?
Definitely not Winnie the Pooh. How do you do the Winnie? Does anyone know how to do the Winnie? That was weird.
I mean, touches the trio needs to kill a solo.
Many.
Mini.
Do you know which ringlet it is? Because it's not... That doesn't feel right. Maybe I'm too close.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah, that's not supposed to be happening like that.
That's so weird.
Yeah, trios need a lot of touches, especially depending on what your team is and what your starters are, and you're not gonna kill them before you get to full undizzy, so you're gonna have to deal with that, which means you're probably gonna have to burst bait at some point. It takes a lot.
How could I, well, question from Villia, how could I connect Villia's jumping hard kick hairball to the ground in the combo, and when should I use it in a combo?
Wait, say that again? What? You lost me.
Yeah, I got lost too. How could I connect?
Oh, I see which one you're reading.
What's that?
I see what you're reading. I know what they're talking about. They're talking about this thing.
Okay.
That. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a combo tool, really. If you have the undizzy, you do it for the heavy because it's more damage, you know. It actually restands, like that won't actually restand, so you kind of have to delay your other buttons. But if you do the heavy kick, it will restand. But also, it uses a lot of undizzy, like way too much undizzy. I'm not doing the combo right. But I don't know, it's undizzy mostly. How much undizzy you want to use? If you're gonna reset, you probably don't do it. If you're just gonna kill him, you probably do it.
Also, solo's really good at, like, for learning just, like, that character, if you just want to focus on learning the character.
Unless they're robo squiggly.
Unless they're, yeah,
don't do
they
that.
need assists to do anything.
Do not want to play them solo. I think duo's the worst out of trio and solo, but I also play duo, so, you know, don't listen to me.
Did I ask about the Beowulf combos or neutral options against various characters?
I think so.
Okay. That's all.
Either way, we should probably wrap this up soon, because we've been going for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I think. How do you practice resets that we did? How do you play around DP assists?
Philia's delayed jump hard kick. Do you mean the, hold on. I know which one. Hold on. I can do this. I can remember it. I practiced it. I can do this.
We talked about the general game plan against Spagban.
I can do this. I can do this. It's, this one, right? That one? That one? You just pick up with, crouch light, stand heavy. Normally you could do the medium. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. It does use OTG. But they fall out, so it's not... Because it's a reset, you haven't... It doesn't matter what route you do. If they just came off the ground, it doesn't matter, because they're out of the combo, so you still have OTG again. But, yeah, crouch light, stand heavy is how you want to do it.
There's only 2 more questions in this block I don't think we've answered, which is, how do you crack defense and neutral and get consistent early resets?
That's a really big question.
Mm.
We might save that for the next one, because I don't...
Okay, then the other one is, like, how do you play around DP assists? Particularly beat extend and pillar.
Don't get hit. I mean, you characters have true block strings. I only know Parasol's. I don't know anyone else's. And true block strings means that they can't call assist while you're blocking it. If they call a DP, you can either smack the assist or counter call, or... We already talked about all that stuff already.
I think there's a whole other section, but I think, like...
That's fine. We've been here for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, like, it's like how to use item drops better as Peacock. You talked
I talked about that.
We get out of resets, yeah.
Look, I'm double snapping. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Is this a big question? What are some team building suggestions for Philia as the point kite?
That is a very big question.
Yeah, I thought so.
How you get better TKs? Do it more. There's no trick. You just do it till you get it more. You have to make sure you actually jump, so delay the button a little bit, but there's not really a trick for it. You just do it.
It's a good general warm-up for anyone to do before a tournament or important sets.
Lab.
Yeah, just lab is
The
what I
combos
say.
are down. I mean,
I know it's harder to say and do, but probably like also try not to let like your nerves get the better of you. And I think labbing can help with that because you can get like your jitters out of the way basically.
just don't freak out.
Yeah, just don't freak out. Just stay calm. It's okay. Evil's coming up. It's okay. I think that's like the others are like big questions, so I think that's pretty much it for the Discord questions.
I don't know what I'm doing on the second character. Alternatively, you can mesh. This character's dumb.
Welcome to Penny224's stream where she just labs every day, all day.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that wrong.
If you want more of this is what Penny does when she streams Skullgirls as well as Quick Match 9.
Yeah, there's a little bit of quick match in there. I ain't plugging myself. That's lame.
I'm plugging you. Heck you. But for more interesting content, you can go to my channel for yourself.
You haven't streamed in so long.
Yeah, but I'm not above plugging myself.
Oh, I know. Oh, I'd know better than anyone. Alright, we're gonna turn the stream off, because now I'm just sitting here pushing buttons. So,
I need to push more buttons.
thanks for chilling. Remember that this Wednesday is Skullgirls Be Great with tournaments. Ain't no prize pool in this one, but you are playing for seeding. If we get on league, we'll whoop you, yo-yo. Don't you worry. Yeah, every Wednesday is going to be a tournament. Come back next week. Tournament's at 8 p.m. EST. Come back every Saturday at 4 p.m. EST for something that's not this. Every time but once.
Every time but once.
And we match you up against people and tell you what's going on. The Wednesday tournament's a podcast. So don't expect us to talk about Skullgirls, because that doesn't happen.
But it's a good time.
It's enjoyable. It's just podcast with footage. Alright, yeah, looking forward to it.
When the sign-up should be posted now, shouldn't? No, they'll be posted tomorrow.
For Get Great? Probably.
Yeah, Get Great.
Depends on how Crank's going.
Yeah, sign-ups are posted by Crank. Usually he does it on Sunday.
Yeah, so
and then
the way it works is Crank's responsible, and he does it the day after, and I'm not responsible, so the Be Great sign-ups come out a few hours before the tournament starts.
Sometimes you get lucky in their day before.
Sometimes. Very sometimes.
Very sometimes.
If I put the sign-ups out, heck you, I'm lazy. Ain't doing that. It's work.
It's work.
Do it on Wednesday.
Do that.
Here's a precedent.
Do it Thursday. Do it Thursday.
No, that's the day after. That's 2.
Yeah, after. Yeah, do it after.
It's pushing buttons. I don't know how to do that. I don't have hands.
Penny doesn't push buttons. Penny does sequences.
Yeah.
Very different.
Okay, we're taking the stream off, Sam. What's the end of stream joke?